Not that this recording is ever going to process, because no recordings are processing in Zoom right now. But before we get started, I mean, I'm here to answer any questions you guys have about your business, about specific things that you might need help with, about things we need to brainstorm with. Sarah, even though I didn't, I put her on spot. Sarah's part of our leadership team. Sarah has some amazing news for those people that are for certain industries that are actually exploding right now. You can ask Sarah questions. She's in here too. Even like I said, even though I didn't ask Sarah if that was okay, I know that's already okay with Sarah. So she's in here to answer questions for you too if you want that. And then I just wanted to kind of make sure that you guys know that you have a place to be. And so in addition to our very scheduled programs, so all of you are free. I'm gonna click unmute on all of you so you have an opportunity to talk. You can show yourself, you can show yourself on video. We'd love to see you. If you don't want to do that, that's fine. Before we get started, and I'll just turn it over to you guys and whatever you need, a couple of really cool updates. So since we held a leadership, well, we've done a couple of things. I did a webinar with Liz McFadden about, it seems like forever ago and 2 seconds ago all at once. And that was about 2 weeks ago. We held a webinar regarding marketing and kind of changing your language, but it was really a tentative webinar because we didn't really know what to say then. It was the beginning of all of this. It was, I think we did that it was Saturday the 14th. So it was after like Black Friday the 13th, really is what it was. Hey, Lisa. Oh, good. We can see Lisa now. And now it's become much clearer what's happening. So that's great. And then we held another roundtable last week, and we're going to do another one of those. That's just really for an opportunity to find solutions collectively, come up with ideas to support each other collectively, whereas this is really specific business help. Well, you guys are welcome to stay for that. We're hosting that in about 50 minutes. And so what's happened since last week? Obviously there is a lot of money and support coming to small businesses. If you have a small business that qualifies, you should consider applying for a disaster relief loan, a small business disaster relief loan, if your business is affected in a way. If you're a new business, that might not necessarily apply, or you might not need that right now, but that's certainly been one thing. And what's happening though is that huge opportunities are opening up. I mean, crazy opportunities for those of us that are looking for them. It doesn't mean you're an opportunist. It doesn't mean that you are trying to be salesy in a time where you're taking advantage of people. That's not it. This is business, and you're a business owner. It's what it is. We pivot with the times, and this is what we do. So let me give you a couple of really specific examples. Let me just read one of them that just came in this morning. This is what I was looking for. So Noreen Jones was on I think she was on our leadership call last week, and she just sent me this Instagram message this morning. She said, and she's a personal stylist, so she's never served anybody online ever before. She's out of Amsterdam. And she said, hi, April, I wanted to share a major win with you. After listening to you and wanting to build community during this uncertain time, especially to help and support mamas with little ones, I prayed about it and asked the Lord to show me the way. And then 24 hours later, I found myself amongst a passionate group of professional women with the same heartbeat and mission to serve moms during this crazy tough time. Consequently, I launched a free online summit for moms, and I'm super excited about it. And then she went on to tell me, we already have 350 signups, so much that her free Zoom account won't hold it anymore. So she had to upgrade. So, I mean, that is just like, I mean, that's the kind of things that we're seeing. Liz McFadden was quoted, gosh, I forget, it was like Business News Week or something like that about pivoting. So I just saw it in LinkedIn. She's so busy, she didn't even get a chance to tell me. I got a LinkedIn message that Liz was seen in the press, and I read the article, and it's her being quoted about messaging and business pivoting. I mean, that was a huge, I think it might've been like Inc. or something. I mean, it was a big is a big outlet because she's out there on Harrow looking for opportunities where she can contribute. With the event that happened last week, I am now teaching a training to Hey Mom tomorrow and all of their members on how to pivot online business. And there'll be, at least a few hundred people in that training. So I mean, these are the kind of opportunities that are happening. And and these are the kind of opportunities that are happening if we're looking for them. Are these the opportunities that we had planned that fit into our perfect business plan? Hell no, these do not fit, right? These are totally outside of the box things that this is what a pivot is. It's not a complete change in direction in your business, but it is a small change in the way we twist based on what's happening. And then the last one, which is just totally mind-blowing, and frankly, I can't even actually explain it because it is so over my head. But my husband, who has a sports technology company, they happen to have vendors and business partners overseas. Their company is completely pivoted, and now they are sourcing PPE and bringing it into different, not only the United States, but different countries. So just like the government challenged private business sectors to find solutions, he's been up, like he was up all night last night because, overseas is a different time frame where we are. So, I mean, these are the type of opportunities. Is that what his company does? No. Is that what they're doing right now? Absolutely, yes. And so I just wanted to kind of share with you guys some of the things, and then I want Sarah to share what's happening for certain sectors of business as far as what she has learned this week too. It's all you, girl, but you're muted.
Okay, I'm muted. You want me to talk now?
Yeah, can you share?
Can you hear me? Okay. I've seen varied things happen over the last couple of weeks. And I'll tell you that people who are unfreezing themselves and really leaning into the opportunities are the ones who are winning and not being scared to adjust. And the thing about being an entrepreneur is we are built to do this. You may not feel that right now, but we're totally built to change, to adapt. And if you really just take the time to understand that about yourself and know that you can do it, and then you'll come out of this being a leader and just an all-around better entrepreneur, then you're going to be successful. And because I work with like a million different niches, and it's not really about the niche exactly. I mean, in some industries it obviously is, but it's really more about the person and how they're choosing to deal with it. So let me share with you some successes that I've seen. I have one client who is going to have a huge lavender festival this summer that they obviously had to cancel or postpone. So without skipping a beat, lavender is also an antimicrobial, so she's making hand sanitizer. Okay, so that's one example. I mean, wow. and didn't even get nervous. She was like, we have time to put the lavender to grow more. We have time to work on the farm, hand sanitizer. So that was one win. I have another client who does art classes for retired women, selling like crazy. Susan, you're on this call, right?
Yeah, Susan's on the call.
Okay, Susan, the baby boomer market is really buying on Facebook right now and needing guidance. A lot of them are alone and scared, and I think that you could really lead in that area. I have a couple of cousins who are touring musicians who are stuck at home and terrified, and so I've been doing Facebook ads for them for their live streams, raking in general admission tickets to their live streams in their living rooms, raking in tips. I'm not sure how long it's going to last, but the Facebook ads, like leveraging their email list, leveraging their website traffic, having that pixel installed is like changing everything. So, and for $25, my cousin Eleanor had 397 people show up to her live stream. All at $7 a piece. Okay, so like Things are doing well. I have a car detailer who's sanitizing cars. He's considered an essential business. Typically, it's a $3,000 service that he does Lamborghinis and stuff, and now he's sanitizing minivans and Uber drivers. So I'm seeing ad costs go way, way down. Major corporations have pulled their ads. So like it's the cheapest leads I've seen since probably I would say 2015. I mean, like at least a 30% drop in ads. So even if like you're not in a place where you feel like you want to change your business, running ads right now to get website traffic, to build your email list, this is the time to do it. If you have the budget, do it. Even if it's just a couple of dollars a day, this is the time where you're going to see ad costs just really, really inexpensive.
Thanks so much, Sarah. And where can people find, do you have your group, your Facebook ads training group going?
We're not doing much of that anymore. You can find me on Instagram at Sarah_Beth BETH_Tomes TOMES. You can DM me there. I'm also on Facebook. I'm inside the group. Sarah is my name. You can find me.
Okay, cool.
Also, just subscription boxes for kids,
Yes.
puzzles, games, anything that people do indoors. The beauty industry, if you can figure out a way to help your clients with roots or cut your child's hair, all those needs that we're needing. And just, I had a call last night with a bunch of really, really amazing business people, and they say it's going to just be about at the 2-week mark that people start buying stuff like that in a way that feels okay for them. I think people are still sort of hoarding money, but you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm out of razors, I'm out of hair care product, I'm out of this, that, and the other. And so e-com is actually doing really well, but also coaching courses and things like that. People need support, and it's just a really good time to give to your community because they will be there for you after this.
Awesome. I'm taking notes. Yes. Okay. That's super awesome. And Angie Nordstrom isn't on here. Sittany Sheffert, they aren't in there. They aren't in here. They both have kids art subscription boxes. So if they watch this recording, we really want them to be aware of what they can do. And
yeah, guys, like there was somebody on a call I was on the other night who had made 6 figures in 2 days and sold out, and is like trying to strategically figure out how to like replenish her supply. So yeah,
awesome.
there's things to be done and things to be sold and relationships to build for sure.
For sure. And I love that you said that relationships to build side, because I really think that's what's going to make it long term. That's what's going to make it so that when this is over, your company is really thriving, because you guys all took the time to build the relationships right now.
Oh, and one more thing I want to say, and I'm going to research this more because I don't know a lot about it, but Facebook is giving $10 million in free ad spend to small businesses. I don't know what the application process looks like, but they are giving away a lot in ad spend, which would just be amazing for you guys.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
People don't. So, those things are there for a reason. Don't feel guilty. Do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%. That's awesome. If you find any information about that, can you post it in just the Sweet Life community?
Yes.
Okay, cool. That's great. Okay, so I am here. We're here collectively as a group to answer business questions for you guys. Thank you, Tim. If you guys have any, my people are all going crazy. If you have any specific business questions, go ahead and just unmute yourself, and we can take it through one at a time. We have about 40 minutes to go through here. So I set aside this time to help you strategize, just out of respect, to make sure everybody gets help. If we can just focus in on one question at a time. And then I'm happy to, keep circling through. So who would like to start and who can I help? Tim, will you close the door? My skin looks so red when I see myself in here. I wonder why my skin's so red. Don't be shy, girls. That's what you're here for. Talk to me about your business. What's going on with your business? How can we help you?
Okay, I'll go.
Okay, let's do it.
I didn't even want to talk today. And here I am.
Look at you. Wait, I love you.
I woke up at 2 o'clock with wraparound cramps and a hormonal headache because I had started my period.
I'm so sorry. Just the icing on the cake.
Uncle. So anyway, no, I'm getting through. I'm really excited because this put me smack dab right in my niche as helping people through trauma, emotional stuff, anxiety, all this. So the first set of my program is Awaken the Sacred Warrior. And that's people who are going through the dark night of the soul, have fear, anxiety, panic, all this. And so a lot of people are home and going stir crazy and kind of being forced to go within and face stuff, just like a dark night is intended to do. So this puts me right smack dab in what I'm supposed to do. So
awesome.
So in the next 3 months, like you were saying, that's exactly how I felt, is pivoting. I call it a plot twist. We've had many plot twists since the first of the year, especially on a personal level. A lot of people have been going through that, like boom, boom, boom. So I'm smack dab in. Now I know where to step in and pick up and run. So that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
So I'm working on building my relationship.
Okay.
I have been working on videos to help people, like just little, 1, 2 minute, 3 minute videos. So yeah, that's going well.
Okay. Very, very cool. Are you putting your content out there right now? Are you starting to take action on that right now?
I'm now starting to take action. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm also still building stuff, but I'm focusing on Facebook. And then I became familiar with Instagram right before we went into lockdown.
Okay.
And kind of everything, I just took last week to just adjust and go, okay, where am I? What do I got? And now I see it's going to be very easy to, as I build Facebook, to just go ahead and post over to Instagram. Instagram's a no-brainer. It seems like it's a lot easier than Facebook. So I might need help on how to set up my Facebook business page to maximize its use. So if anybody can send me some information, I'm a great watch a video and how to it.
Sarah, can you talk to that real quick for her? Make sure she's off to a good start.
Yeah, just a few things. You want to make sure that like your timeline banner, which is that like long one up at the top, reflects what you're doing right now. That's very helpful.
The cover.
Yeah, that long one.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Make sure that reflects what you're doing right now, because when they land on your page, that's the first thing they'll see.
Yeah.
Make sure your profile picture is not like your logo. I would make it you.
That's exactly how it is.
You want to make sure that you're posting like 3 times a week. That you're going live, and when you go live, make sure that you're asking people to take action, meaning commenting, sending hearts, keep them very active, because that triggers the algorithm so that it reaches more people. Obviously right now everybody needs to be sensitive with their messaging. It's not business as usual, but it's also a time not to be, doom and gloom. So just keep your messaging sensitive, read the room. One thing that you guys really should do during this time, since you have time, is get your business verified on Facebook. That'll be in your settings. Typically, it was a little difficult for me because I don't have a business number, and probably a lot of us don't actually. Like, we don't have like a phone that you can call and you pick up, and it's like at a restaurant, and I don't have a phone number associated with my business. So I had to upload my LLC documents, but that when you have a verified business on Facebook, that gives you an opportunity to get more reach. It validates your business because there's so many fake BS profiles on Facebook. So that's something to do right now while you're just hanging out. And it's not super time consuming, but it can be if you don't have the right documents. Just make your about section. Studies have found that people, the first time they go to your page, they click on your about section, and that will just be, you can usually copy and paste it from your website, just what you're about, what you do. You may also want to set up, do you get a lot of personal messages on Facebook, on your business page?
Susan does. Every man on earth hits on Susan and her social media. She has all these guys hitting on her. She's like,
oh my God. Does it happen on Instagram too, Susan?
No.
No, just Facebook. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it happens to me too.
Yeah.
And I watched the show 90 Day Fiance, and I'm like, oh no, another guy from whatever country is trying to 90 Day Fiance me. It's so funny. But yeah, you can, there are ways to customize your messages on Facebook so that it's like an auto responder. I'm not super good at it, but there's a lot of tutorials online on how to do it. I don't really deal in messaging that way with my personal business, but I know a lot of people do, and you can set it up so it's it responds for you and all of that stuff. But yeah, it's just really the most important thing is just to consistently post. And, even if you during this time, even if you put $1 a day behind each post that you do, that could get you so much traction. Cause I noticed when I post something, I'll get 30 people looking at it, and I have, 5,000 followers or something. And I'm only 30 people are seeing it. And it's usually my friends that don't care about my business. I mean, they care about me, but they're not needing Facebook ad help. But when I put $1 or $2 a day behind that post, then I notice that I'll reach, 1,000 people. And that really, really helps.
but it's not a boosted post, right, Sarah?
No,
I was going to ask.
don't boost your posts. You have to do
It's
them in
an
Ad
actual
Manager.
ad.
Yeah.
Can you
Oh,
say
you do.
more?
It's an ad.
I'm not
You just said,
understanding
okay.
what you're saying.
What part of it are you not understanding as far as putting money behind a post?
Yeah.
Well, you have your posts that you do, and that they organically, meaning they'll show it to people who like your page, or follow you. And typically, right now, or just in the last year or two, the reach that it finds organically is very, very, very low. You'll post something, you'll think it's the most interesting thing on earth, and 30 people will see it. But if you build that post in an ads manager, which is at business.facebook.com, and put some money behind it, I'll do a tutorial, or maybe we can even do a class next week on it.
Actually, I think we need to record a new podcast on this and do a class. Would you be willing to do that?
Totally. No, I'm just here to help you guys. And I really think now, I really mean $1 a day can change your business right now. And a lot of it is just which button to push. It's you get back there and you're it looks like this crazy dashboard, but I can do a really easy tutorial to walk you through it and push, so you can push the right buttons, and that you're not wasting money, because Facebook will want you to boost the post, which you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I've just outlined a perfect.
So Sarah, should I go back?
Everything you said, I'm like, this is a podcast episode, Sarah. We need to do this. But yeah, if you don't mind doing a tutorial, or we can talk offline about how we could do another training on this. I know a lot of people need this, because so I know the question like Susan's asking. So you have to go in there, and it's going to ask you to set up a campaign, and then it's going to ask you to create an ad or an ad set. And I still think that probably the majority of women in here still don't even have their pixel in their website. And so it's all for nothing anyway. So I think, and Sarah, if you're in my Sweet Life Launch Mastermind, inside our private Facebook group, Sarah has already done, if you search in that group, a tutorial on how to install your Facebook pixel. It's already in there.
Yeah, all a pixel is it just captures everyone that interacts with your business. And so, like when I was talking about my cousins that had this amazing live stream, when I was setting this up, she was like, "You can target my Instagram followers because she's got like 30,000, and then you can target people that have been on my website." And I said, "Yeah," and people don't even know this. And so when we were all done with it, her audience was like 300,000 people, and $25 got her that, huge ROI.
Crazy.
So yeah, we'll work something up, guys, where I can just make something that is so easy to follow, and you can get those set up for your business.
Awesome. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So Sarah, can I ask a question? Or so once we get this set up, we can go back and pick up some of our past posts and things and get those reissued?
Yeah,
Okay.
Facebook keeps a running
Those
list
ones
of
that we thought
everything.
everybody in the world wanted to see?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go back years if you want to, and choose that post and send it out to the world.
Okay.
Yeah. So typically, like a post that's done well in the past organically will do really well with an ad.
Teva
Okay.
has another question too. Teva?
Sarah, can you give clarification on the difference between, I think it's called Creator Studio in Facebook and Ad Manager or whatever? The difference between the two, I'm really confused.
Ads Manager is where you build your ads. Creator Studio, I don't use that, but I think it's just a place where Facebook gives its tools on the platform to help you create
Posts
an
and
ad.
such.
But like when I create an ad, I use just images or video, or if I needed to use something on Canva, I can do that too. Their platform has really kind of lame tools. So Ads Manager is where you're going to be building the ads. And I will say it is a little cumbersome. It took me like years to figure it out. But I'm so like tech dumb that I can walk you through it. I can walk my child through it. I figured out a way to make it easy enough for that.
That's a gift.
Yeah.
I don't even use Creator Studio. So right now, Teva, I would just stay away from it. It's just
Okay, yeah,
another-
good. That's what I needed to know. It's like, okay, what is this different? Is it, I was so confused and I couldn't find the answer
Don't
that
even worry about
gave me
that.
clarity. Okay, good.
One thing that you guys should know too, especially now that you're getting into Instagram, and I know Susan is like amazing at Instagram. I love following her.
Thank you.
Is that Facebook and Instagram are the same advertising platforms. So if you advertise on Facebook, you have the option of putting it on Instagram as well. And TikTok, but that doesn't really
And TikTok, I know. I told the boys we need to be doing like a TikTok channel, like TikTok lockdowns, but they clearly don't think that that's such a great idea, or they don't want me in their TikToks. I think that's actually what it is. Okay, so let's kind of keep rolling through here. Welcome, Brenda and Kristen and Denicia. Business questions that we can answer for you. What's going on with your business? How can we help you pivot? Feel free, anybody, to speak up. Lisa, how are things going for you guys? I think I have you muted. Hold on. There you go.
In terms of ready for recovery?
No, I mean, what your business, right?
Yeah.
Or wherever you're here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, just kind of for everybody.
Yeah.
So just so you guys know, I do digital marketing. So the current clients, we've really been pushing a lot of stuff, looking at those Facebook ads and different things and looking at those grants with Facebook. Those aren't out yet. The application's not ready, but you can go on and sign up for email notifications for when it is.
And where do people go who need that? Is it state-based or is it government-based? Anybody who's interested in applying for those grants?
For the Facebook grant, just go to Facebook.
Oh, the Facebook grant. Oh, okay.
Yes. My husband, who I'm sitting in his office, he's a financial advisor. So he is trying to be up to date on all those small business grants. So he may be able to speak to that later on at another time. But for Ready for Recovery with the Cancer Planners, we've definitely seen an increase in online traffic, not necessarily sales. But Julie's been out of state camping, so I haven't been able to really connect with her.
Wow. How did she pull that off? I
I
mean,
don't know.
the best
They're
place
driving back from Texas today.
in the middle of nowhere. Okay.
So anyways, but I think in terms of her planner, we can really push, it is cancer based, but we could push the medical log. They were just talking on the news this morning, how you need to have your list of caregivers in place with the coronavirus. So I think with hers, we can really transition to a health and not necessarily cancer for her. But with my digital marketing, it's been a good time for us to go into people's websites, do updates, check all their SEO, and really make changes. I'm actually completely redoing my husband's whole site right now. So that's been really good to do. I have had meetings with people, but they aren't ready to commit to marketing funds right now because of their business, a restaurant in particular.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Although now is the time that they should be pushing social media and other things to let people know that they're out there and open. So
yeah.
Okay. So it's kind of been a day-to-day.
Okay. All right, cool. Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah.
Anybody else? How can we help you? Business questions. You guys feel free to unmute yourselves or just kind of share what's going on. We're here to help you strategize in here, and I'm here to help you pivot if you need to pivot, if you need to make some changes to your programming, to the services that you're offering, how you're doing it. That's what this time is for. We will be hosting a leadership roundtable in about 20 minutes. So bringing together a group of entrepreneurs that want to be part of creating solutions for other businesses. And so we'll be starting that at 10 o'clock this morning. You're welcome to stay for that. But if you have any questions like about your business and you need help for your business, now is the time. Yeah,
so,
Brenda.
Yeah, so I've got a couple businesses on the go. One, I'm a visual brand specialist, so I do websites and logos and all that kind of thing. So I've been putting out, emails and newsletters on what they can do during this time to work on their business rather than in their business. I've put out a website special, a landing page, single landing page special. And I'm also a success coach for business entrepreneurs and leaders. And of course, I had 2 masterminds that I wanted to push out there for, this month, and 1st of May, I put it to a screeching halt. And so I've just been in my group trying to do lives every day on how to get through this, different strategies, different tips every day, just to sort of know, to show my support, I guess, for my group. Other than that, I don't know what to do because people aren't spending, and I don't know. All I can think of is to show support.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I have the same thing. So I was supposed to open up one of our higher level masterminds the first week of April. And that was going to be a 12-month mastermind. And we've pulled the plug on that right now. And that makes sense. I mean, those are just the things that we need to do. Last week, and I shared this in last week's leadership roundtable, and I just think it's helpful to share it again and to help us as business owners to understand where our clients are. Last week, I was in a leadership roundtable with Todd Herman. I don't know if you know who Todd Herman is. Founder. He's a success performance coach. He's really fabulous. You can look him up, Todd Herman. He's author of The Alter Ego and a bunch of other things. He does a lot of really good work. And he's a peak performance coach, a mental peak performance coach for really successful people, athletes and everything. anyway, he interviewed a bunch of CEOs about how they're responding. And basically it came out that there were 3 response actions based on, that was last week. I think we're still here. Next week, it might be a different story if he interviewed them again. But there were 3 responses. Number one, a group of them were almost in this paralyzed fear state that Sarah was talking about, that are just frozen in their spot, and they really can't, they aren't doing anything. They aren't moving. They aren't doing anything. They are just, I liken it to if you've ever waited for like a really scary result to a medical test. Like if you've ever been in that position, like you're just like, you can't get out of bed, like you feel nauseous. You're just kind of like there in this holding pattern, this waiting point, like holding your breath. And so that's the first kind of area of, or that's the first way people are responding. The second way is almost like this hopeful change. Like they're willing to make some changes, but they aren't super jumping on it because they think things are going to get better. And, you know, they're just kind of hopeful in this process. And then the third group of people, which was actually the least amount of people, are actually pivoting, looking for changes, immediately making changes, immediately taking steps forward, even if they don't know what they look like or nobody's done them before, or it's, you know, it's never been done before. There is no path here. They're literally, you know, forging the way. And that, you know, and really the outcome of that is realizing that the one, you know, that top group that's really making changes, they're the ones, and you guys are part of that top group. You're here on this call. We have no idea exactly what it's going to look like for the next couple of weeks, but we're there looking for those solutions and willing to make changes. And that's the group that's really continuing to thrive, and they're going to grow and thrive in their business, but not everybody is there yet. And so I think what we're seeing in so much in this community as well. So I sent the email out to anybody who needs help, anybody who needs to pivot, anybody who, you know, needs to make changes. And you know, 250 people clicked and they're like, yes, I really want to be here in this event. And there are 11 people here. So it's this reality of, it's this acceptance of reality and making changes, and just not everybody's there yet. And so I think that, you know, just as a leader, just being mindful of that and being like, okay, like a lot of them, they don't even want to hear. As a matter of fact, too much Corona talk, they're going to unsubscribe from your list. They just don't want to hear it. And so, you know, that's certainly something that could happen. So like for us, for our list, when we email, we're only emailing Corona support now to the people that have opened emails about marketing support or business pivoting. We're not sending those things to the whole list anymore, because the whole list is not in that top 10% that are willing to do whatever they can on a marketing and business strategy. So that's okay, whatever. Maybe next week I'll send another email out to the whole list and see if more people have changed. So I think you're doing you're doing everything that you can do right now. I think the most important thing as leaders for us is to, you know, is to really show that we are, let me see here, let me change my video screen here. For us as leaders, I think the most important thing for us to do is to continue to be present, continue to consistently show up in different capacities. You know, think about those 3 segmented group of people that are in your audience. Create things that speak to each one of those groups and be okay with where they are. I have a client who has a business in Chicago, and I have so many ideas for her business right now. I'm so excited about the potential for what she can do in her business. And I got on the phone with her yesterday for a check-in call, and she's like, April, I haven't done anything. I can't move. I haven't done anything since we talked 2 weeks ago. I'm literally frozen in place. And that was okay. It's like she just needed to say that out loud, that she was like, I hear what you're saying. I'm so excited that you have all these ideas. Like, I need to own these. I need to be ready for them. And then, you know, we basically had like a come to Jesus call and be like, you're okay. You're going to be okay. you know,
Do you-
let's do this.
Do you charge for those check-in calls?
I do. It's part of my private business mentorship program.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I have a small group of people based on my bandwidth that work with me for private business development coaching. And that's part of it. It's about 3 months of deep dive meetings and check-in calls. And so she just happens to be in that 3 month time frame. And usually these check-in calls are like, okay, great. What did you do since the last time we talked? What have you worked on? We built this plan. And, you know, life gets in the way usually. And usually people don't always complete everything in between their check-in calls because that's the reality of business development and being women with multiple responsibilities. But she was like, nothing. I can't move. And that's okay. It's like she needed to say that. She's like, I feel terrible. I'm just so down on myself. I'm like, don't be. Every single person, you know, as a mother, as a sister, as a wife, as a daughter, as a business owner is processing this in a different capacity. Wherever you are, it's okay. Own that you are there. And now let's talk about what we can do to move you to that, you know, going from frozen to maybe hopeful anticipation a little bit and maybe making some changes to action, you know, and the reality is not every single business needs to pivot. That is not true. Not every single business needs to be in this pivot mode. You know, I mean, these are, you know, local face-to-face businesses need to pivot. You know, but those of us that are in the online business space, we were built for this. This is what we do. There has never been a better time to be an online entrepreneur. And so, you know, I just think that I think you're doing the right thing. And I just think you just need to take it a week at a time, continue pouring into them, continue supporting them. And maybe some personal check-in calls with the people in your group. I would call every single freaking person in my group. Number one, if I had their phone number, which I don't have their email address. Number two, if I had the time. Right now, my primary obligation is to my private clients and those in my mastermind. And that's all I can do physically, you know.
I guess I could reach out on Messenger.
You absolutely can. And just be like, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Or host something like this and just be like, hey, does anybody want to come in here and chat?
I've tried. So last week I did 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one I was by myself. The second one I had 5 others. It was awesome. And the third time I was by myself. So I don't know if it's even worth doing it.
Yeah,
Hey,
I think
Brenda,
yeah.
one thing that I want to tell you is, so you do websites, right?
Mm.
You will not believe the amount of people, especially when we talk about local brick and mortar businesses that still don't have an online presence. And what's going to happen is what we're experiencing right now is going to wake them up to the fact that they need a website. They need a Facebook page. They need an Instagram presence. And I can't tell you how many like restaurants and stuff that are, you know, closed down. They don't even have anything set up for mobile delivery or anything like that. So just what I'm seeing here in Kansas City are people that really need some very, very simple landing page style websites, nothing big, but to give them an online presence. And I think that there's a major need for that. Like I had a client that called me the other day and she was like, my WordPress site is messed up. I know that it's probably like an hour-long job. I don't want to hire somebody for $5,000. Do you know anybody? And I get calls like that all the time. And I really think like just very simple like very, very simple websites are in high demand right now.
Yeah, and I put that special out everywhere last week.
Did you?
So I'll have to keep doing it, I think.
Well, you know, you have to remember that last week and even right now, I think it's still really scary and like almost apocalyptic for some people. Like they're just frozen. You know, not everyone is an entrepreneur that's ready to be like, I'm going to pivot. But I think in the next few weeks, keep at it. You will see people really, really needing an online presence. They don't realize it. I know when I go to like a meeting of people who are not in my industry and I say, oh, I do Facebook ads, people jump on me because they know nothing about it. And I think web developers are going to be in high demand too. And I think really one thing that, I mean, I don't know you, but like you seem very outgoing and like personable, and you are a middle-aged woman. And the thing about being a middle-aged woman is that we know how to talk to people. We're not a 20-something-year-old bro that's rude about technology and can't speak human. So
Yeah.
we as women of our age, like, we have a major advantage of knowing tech and knowing how to talk to people, and that will really help you in your business.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank
You're
you,
welcome.
April.
Yeah, totally. Maybe just hold off a little bit, maybe like next Friday or next Thursday or something, and just see how everybody's doing, do a check-in, maybe a couple of those personal messages on Facebook first. Did you say you have a Facebook group?
Yeah.
Is it fairly active?
Sometimes when I tag people.
Yeah. My Facebook hates me, so Facebook never shows the people in my group like any of our updates at all. Yeah, I mean, or even just, going live into the group on your own, like you have been, and just continuing to do a couple little tips and videos, and just stay consistent, stay present. Don't be crickets. And just, it's like super grassroots connection again. So the ways that we have done things in the past, they might just not work right now a little bit, and just kind of rethinking, regular online business as usual and how you can get around that.
I would reach out locally. I would, if you can find anyone locally, and if there's a niche you feel really comfortable with, like for me, if I was a web developer, I would be talking to restaurant people and trying to help them figure out apps, delivery methods, things like that. What are they going to do when their restaurants reopen? How are they going to market themselves? And have a website that is easy to use and easy for the staff to put up menus and things like that. That's what I would do if I was a web person right now.
Yeah, I love
It's
that.
it's the local mom and pop places that are like, oh, I need a website.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's totally what we're talking about, is doing things you've never done before that might not necessarily fit into the footprint of your existing business model for a short period of time, to help people to keep money coming in and to actually serve those people who are buying and who do need it.
Thank you.
So it might.
Where is she located?
Yeah. Where are you located, Brenda?
I'm in Alberta, Canada.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're in the middle of another recession as well as Corona up here. So it's a joke, actually.
I don't know, Brenda, I don't know Canadian law, but I know right now where I live, I'm in Michigan, lawyers are trying to find ways to connect with their clients, especially the ones that do what I used to do, estate planning and elder law, because people are realizing they don't have their legal documents in place. So that might be some little niche that you could tap into to help these lawyers get a quick presence, place that their clients can come and land. I don't know. There's something there that people might need help with.
Good idea.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna move to leadership roundtable in a few minutes, but does anybody, Kristen or Wendy, Denicia, do you guys have any business questions? Stacy? Christy? You guys have business questions that we can kind of help you strategize through right now?
I think I'm just trying to, this is Denicia, by the way. I'm cooking, but listening to you guys. I think my issue right now, because I was already working on this before this all happened, that is like, how do I change up? It's kind of like what you said, there's going to be a coronavirus fatigue in languaging. And so I'm intentionally not wanting to start anything where that is how they connect with me, for sure. And then because it's not disaster, like I'd much rather connect with them where it would be a sustainable relationship and long-term relationship, and especially how they see themselves in their healing journey, right? So I'm right now just trying to figure out, okay, well, maybe I could do this limited time tier. My lower tier is $0 per month, but still offer the premium tier that's there for other things into the membership. So I'm just trying to figure out the languaging that I could use that is not like, is not just capturing them because they are making a more fear-based decision, but more of, I could really use this now and beyond this point.
So, and we talked about that. I'm multitasking while I'm talking to you. I'm here. I think one of you guys even sent a message through Drift and that I just responded to, and we'll put the link in there. Hi. Hi, Lisa's husband. And so I totally get that. So is there, I mean, I think it's super strategic and smart. I think that this is, hey, Jen, we're going to start the roundtable here in just finish a couple minutes. We're just finishing up questions and answers here. I mean, I think it's really strategic and smart. But I would just say that it might be slower to get traction in that right now. Well, maybe even not. Maybe everybody's like, finally, somebody's not just talking about Corona apocalypse. So I think that I bet we talked about this last week, and not having your whole messaging completely around like doomsday and having your relationship build around that. What's the content you're putting out right now?
So it's mostly, like, I just had a blog post that I'm going to actually share, go up, that is about social closeness. And so right now the content in my head that is like, it's going to come out is more about how do you incorporate some type of play and activity. The mini camp that's going on right now is a small group of women that have joined in. So those activities are tools and tips of different ways that they can look at their health and how they can shift their perspective right now. So since that's just a beginner type, that's a beginner program to lead into something deeper. So it's just laying the groundwork of shifting perspective of your health. What does that really mean? And then how do you shift your role in your health, in your healing journey as well? So that's most of what I'm doing, planning, and going to be putting out right now.
Okay. All right. I think that's awesome. And I'm glad that you went ahead with this group. It just started last week, right?
This week. Like yesterday was day one of the mini camp. Yeah. Like the free mini camp. And then I'm going to learn more, obviously, when there's more lead time that I would have incorporated to do. I'm going to do another one, like a 5-day one, probably in a couple weeks.
Okay. Awesome. And are these people, just out of curiosity, are these people from your existing list that you've brought over from your first business, or are these all brand new cold prospects you're building a relationship with?
They actually are coming from existing list. I just looked at the small group that joined, and they were in existing.
Okay, awesome. Okay, that's great. Okay, anybody else have anything for Denicia? I mean, it sounds smart to me. So I don't really have any specific feedback on anything like that. I think it's just your angle you're taking, and I think that it's very thought through. Anybody else good? Okay. All right. So we are going to go ahead and end the question and answer session. Just going to kind of walk away for a second, fill up my coffee. You guys are welcome to stay. I will go ahead and stop this recording here, and then we'll be posting this recording for those people that missed it. You're welcome to stay for our leadership roundtable. We're just talking about solutions as a community, coming together as leaders on how to help people. And so we'll start that here in just a sec. If you would like to be a part of that, or if you'd like to listen into that, I know Jen Murray has had a lot of ideas, and we've messaged back and forth, so we'll be diving into that. So you guys can head out, or you can stay with us, and I will be literally back in about 2 minutes.